Yo, guys, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a couple of minutes. Right back. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? My bad with the little delay. It's supposed to be on at 8. I know the Abdullah Mason fight just went down. It is literally one round, but you know, we'll speak on him shortly. What's going on, everyone? Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. Who we got here? Robert Jackson. What's up, man? Light Skin Business, Corral USA, Focus, Chance. What's good? It's good. Everybody hit the thumbs up real quick. It's going to be a chill night tonight. You know, no big major fights, but there's a couple good fights on this card, and I think the heavyweight fight should be a good fight. It's between Arslanbek Makhmudov and Guido Vianello. I think that's the fight on the undercard that I'm going to be paying attention to, especially because Arslanbek got stopped by Ajit Kabayel earlier this year or late last year. So and Guido Villanello, he's been fighting for a minute. He's been on a lot of these top rank undercards. Remember him getting stopped by Jonathan Rice, but I remember him going to war with what's this guy named Efe Ajagba. All right, so it's a good fight. I was trying to see if Villanello is the underdog. I was thinking about putting a little bit down on him because if you guys know, I'm not a fan of Arslan Beck at all. I do not think he's good. I never thought he was good, but I don't think Guido is really that good neither, And even though Arslan Beck got stopped, I don't think Guido's nearly as good as Caballero. I think Caballero is top tier, and he should be fighting some of the top tier fighters real soon. The same way I feel about Martin Bacoli, these years. I'm like, yo, when is he going to get a real top tier fight? All right. A shout out everyone. Robert says Abdullah Mason has some real talent. Yes, he does. And his age, I think he's going to be one of these guys, not a super long amateur career, and as a pro, you want to keep him busy. I mean, he's had to have at least he's already 15 fights in. Wow. And he's fought 4 times this year already. And he fought in 2023, he fought 5 times. And this is how people get better and stay sharp, especially the young talent. You have to be active. So there's a lot of young fighters out there, like not young, but there are guys like Estanionis, for example, who was coming off his best win and going like 2 years without a fight. We can't have that, So I think Mason's career is going to be similar to how Canelo went, because Canelo started as a pro at 15, and he got the Mayweather fight at 40, but before that fight he fought Trout, he fought some of the older guys like Shane Mosley and stuff. He's not fighting top tier guys right now. Obviously, he's just fighting journeymen. But if you're a young pro that started very young in your teens, you just have to stay active. Put him in the ring every other month, every few months or so. He should be at least fighting on a top ring card, at least 3-4 times a year at the very least. All right. So I like what they're doing. Even if they're not top tier fighters, it's keeping him in the gym and polishing his skills. So, I know his name is going to come up amongst the other top 135 guys. People are going to bring him up with Keyshawn and all of these other guys. His time is for a few years from now. I'm not even looking like, I know he's very good, and I think he does have potential to have a great future. But I don't like including him in the conversations of any of the top 20 to 30 guys at lightweight. Not yet. Even if he can beat some of those guys now, I'd rather just wait and see what he can do long term and just him developing, And I think Top Rank has been very good at that. I think Top Rank early career, they're great. I think they're the best when it comes to developing young fighters, and we've seen plenty of them, like a Shakur Stevenson, even like a Keyshawn Davis right now. I know they feel they're not promoted well once they get the titles and they get a name. That's when there's usually an issue with Top Rank. But as young fighters that are developing and learning and polishing their skills, I think Top Rank have been the best as far as, especially when it comes to, you got Xander Zayas, who's also just getting thrown on every card all the time. What's up, Jay Roos? Was good. Mooch was good. Zen, what's up? What's up? Bill Cry, what's up? But I think just keeping them active is very important. So I do think, in my opinion, I always thought that Top Rank was the best as far as keeping their fighters, young fighters, active. There's always an issue when we start talking millions. When millions are brought up, that's when there's always some friction, because a fighter at that point, they want what they feel that's what. Even Teofimo Lopez, remember what happened with him? As soon as he beat Lomachenko, everything changed after that. And then it was the zone, fighting on, Matchroom, dealing with Triller, because they were out at the time. And that's when the money and everything falls apart. Once these fighters win a title or they make their first $1 million, that's when things seem to fall apart with these fighters. All right. But I think when it comes to Abdullah, he has time, like a lot of time, to just keep developing their fighters. You know what I mean? Money and promotion. I think on the top end, there are fighters that I think could be promoted better on Top Rank, but I think Top Rank in their budget, whatever their budget is with, ESPN and stuff like that, that could be, it might not necessarily be a Top Rank thing. It could be an ESPN thing, because when it comes to boxing, it's not high on the food chain. It's just not. It's fortunate, but it's not, All right. So how's everybody doing, man? How's everybody's week been? It's been a week of, Virgil Ortiz chatter, Terrence Crawford talk, and who is he going to fight next? A lot of Canelo's talk still, because Turkey Al-Sheikh, and we're still dealing with that. Who's going to be next at 154? Who's Canelo going to fight next? It's been like a lot of chatter when it comes to that kind of thing. I've already addressed, my views on, Turkey and Canelo and, all of this stuff with Virgil Ortiz and stuff. I read you guys' comments, and we're not going to always agree, especially when it's like a controversial decision. But I did rewatch the fight, and I did my best and try to keep it fair, as I usually do, And I think the majority of the people that had a problem with my takes have not watched my channel for long, because they would know that I've been the same with some of my favorite fighters, especially when it comes to certain decisions, knockdowns, questionable knockdowns. Always try to keep it fair. All right. But still fight of the year, still fight of the year. And we gotta move on, All right. What's up, Rocket? What's good, man? Yo, go on Twitter and look at my message I sent you. Rocket had made me a dope logo, pretty dope logo. And I like it. I like it a lot. So hit me up. Monroe the Great, what's up, man? Says my brother Way. I heard talk to Teofimo moving to 147, Brian Norman Jr. Teo. I don't really know. I don't know how to pick that yet. Because to be honest, Brian Norman's last fight was his first impressive fight. And Teo is a guy where he's up and down. In fact, his biggest fights is where he's performed the best. All of the other fights, he didn't look that good. You know what I mean? His best performances, to me, Teofimo, was Josh Taylor, Vasil Lomachenko, and let's look them up real quick. And Richard Cromie. I think all the other fights, it was just, he didn't look great against Jermaine Ortiz, and I know Ortiz didn't engage at all, but he didn't look good against Sandor Martin. He looked okay against Pedro Campa. And he didn't look good against Nakatani, and obviously he didn't look good against George Kambosos. So Teo is a fighter where it's like, there are certain fights where, like, yeah, Brian is coming off his biggest win, and Brian is obviously much bigger. It'll be a tough fight, but it could be a fight where Teo could shine, because I think Teo at his best versus Brian at the best that I've seen him so far. I still think Tio, as far as talent overall, is probably more talented. It doesn't necessarily means he's going to win that fight against Brian Norman if they were to fight. But speaking of Brian Norman and the 147 division, Terence Crawford, I believe he's only holding one title left in the welterweight division. You got Ennis, who's the IBF. You got Barrios, who's the WBC champ. You got Brian Norman now, who's the WBO. And I think Crawford still has a WBO. I'm not sure. Right? Because this is BoxRec no longer recognizes the WBO title, which is crazy because we can't see anything on BoxRec when it comes to the WBA. We would have to go to the WBA's website directly to see who are their current champions or anything WBA related. Stanionis would be the WBA champion if Crawford drops that belt soon, which he should. There's no reason for Crawford to hold on to any of those belts at welterweight. He's campaigning at 154. I don't like when that happens, but it is what it is. So if this is the way it's going to be, and Stanionis is going to be the WBA champion, we need some unification fights. Stanionis, Booth, Norman Jr., and Barrios. I think it's time to get some of these fights done. Obviously, Boots is with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. Barrios and Stanionis are still with the PBC, I believe. So that would be the easiest fight to make. And you got who's the other person? Brian Norman is with Top Rank for now. So we should get some kind of unifications, man. And being that PBC is the only, I guess, I don't want to say promoter, but PBC, it still feels like they're keeping things in-house. They're not throwing a lot of cards right now. But being that they have two champions, that could be a problem unless they make their champions unify, which they should do. I'm not concerned about Teofimo Lopez. All right, High Top Daft says that luck will run out for Tio. Let me say this. When it comes to 140, I don't think Tio beats. He may lose another fight here because I don't think any of these fights are easy. You feel me? Like Liam Paro is not going to be an easy win. He could lose that. Alberto Puello is not a walk in the ballpark. He's going to be fighting Sandor Martin. So Tio is not easy over there. Valenzuela just picked up the WBA. I'm still waiting to see what he can do at 140. He won against Pitbull, and it was a great performance. But it doesn't necessarily mean like you beat everybody else at 140. I mean, you just beat these guys has been at the WBA has just been running through a bunch of lightweights. Belts is getting passed around with a bunch of lightweights from the PBC. So look, there's no telling what any of these fighters can do until they fight each other. That's the answer that we need. That's the answer that we need. All right. Please hit the thumbs up for me, man. It's 50 of you guys so far. Let's get these likes up real quick. All right, so let's talk about the main event here. All right. Christian Mbilli, Sergey Derevyanchenko. I think Mbilli is going to win the fight. But I do think I think I do think Derevyanchenko is a live dog. But like I said in my prediction video, it's hard to pick for him because he loses fights, very close fights. He never gets the nod on the close fights. And I think he has what it takes to win a fight like this because Mbilli he's very strong, he's very powerful, but he's not technically sound. He's basically a brawler. And even though he's strong and powerful, when you got a guy like Derevyanchenko who has the experience that he has, very quick feet, battle tested, it's been in there in a lot of wars with guys, has sneaky power too, and he's quicker. I think he has the hand speed advantage here. He has the foot speed advantage here. And he's the better counter puncher, I think. And I think he, in these exchanges, even though he's not as powerful as Christian, I think his punches are, a little bit more compact. They're not as wide as Christian's, and I think he can counter in between the punches and in between, and in the exchanges. With that being said, he is 38 years old. He has been in a lot of wars. I just don't know. I got Mbilli pulling it off. I think if this was a Derevyanchenko from like 3-4 years ago, I think if this was Derevyanchenko that fought Danny Jacobs or Gennady Golovkin or even a Jamel Charlo, I would probably put a little money on him by winning, pulling off the upset. But, I don't know. I see Mbilli improve with every fight, and I think he's going to just keep getting better. And I didn't put any money down this night. Again, I was thinking about if I were to put money down, I would probably put a little bit down. I think the moneymaker is probably putting a little bit down on Mbilli to win by knockout. And I would probably put a little bit on, I was thinking about the Arsenbeck fight. I don't know. I would leave that alone. I just would leave that alone, and you know what? Arsenbeck is definitely a favorite. I don't know, man. I think Guido, I just don't think, I know Arsenbeck, like I said, Arsenbeck has been stopped. Guido ain't Caballero. You know what I mean? Caballero is digging to the body. He's a bigger puncher. He's a better boxer. I'm gonna leave. I'm out. I'm out tonight. I don't like these picks, man. I'm not super confident on anybody tonight. So I'm sitting this weekend out. I'm sitting this weekend out. I'm gonna sit out this weekend with the bets. I don't have anything. All right. I woke up this morning and I went on what's it called? DraftKings, the app, and I was thinking about pulling the trigger, but I'm not confident in anybody this week. I don't think it's easy. I think there could be upsets, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Mooch was good. Shout out to the 215. Yeah. Munguia and Mbilli would be a great fight right now. It would be a good fight. I don't know if it's a setup for a next fight. Isn't Jaime Munguia scheduled to fight again? Let's check it. Let's call him BoxRec real quick. Jaime Munguia, is he scheduled to fight? Yeah. Eric Bazinian, I'm not familiar with him. I don't think I've seen him fight. He is ranked number 9 on BoxRec. I mean, he has 32 wins, 22 knockouts with 0 losses. I'm not, you know, outside of, let's see here. Let me pull this up, box rank up. All right. All right. I'm scrolling through this guy. Jaime Munguia's next opponent. I'm not familiar with him. All right. I know I see in his last fight got a draw with another fighter I'm not familiar with. He stopped Ronald Ellis, which is a solid win. Ronald is solid. He's going to a majority decision with Alantez Fox, who's a solid fighter. But I'm not familiar with any of these other guys on his resume. All right, but that's who Jaime Munguia is gonna fight next. I would like the Christian Mbilli fight. You know, I would like that fight. It would be a pretty good fight. All right. So my thoughts on Christian Mbilli and that Jaime Munguia fight would be a good fight. So I'm glad you brought it up. That would be a great fight. I don't know if that's gonna happen next, but there's not too many dudes left at 168. You know, because Benavidez went up, and so did Morrell. So what we got Canelo. I think Canelo and Mbilli fight happens next. If nothing happens with like Turkey and that's done and all of that, I think if there's no Crawford and there's no Benavidez, and we're just gonna focus on 168, Canelo fights Mbilli if he wins tonight. Yeah, because there's not much there. There's not much there in this division. It's not that deep anymore. You know? Let's pull this up real quick. All right, what we got? What we got, guys? So we got Edgar Berlanga, who got Canelo, who I don't even think has proven anything yet. You know? You got Andrade still around. So I think Andrade, you know, gets in there with someone here. I think Andrade is going to end up getting in there with Jaime Munguia. To be honest, I see that fight happening before a Christian Mbilli fight. I'm basing it on the way Oscar operates with his fighters. I think Andrade gets Jaime Munguia. And even that is still dangerous. Or if Mbilli doesn't get Canelo, maybe he gets Andrade. And then you got the fighter that's on here tonight on the undercard who might be the opponent for Mbilli next. Osleys Iglesias. All right. I was watching a little bit of his stuff earlier today because I was going on the undercard to see who was fighting. And a Cuban fighter, but yo, he fights like a Muay Thai fighter, right? He fights like his stance is a Muay Thai stance. I'll only watch clips of his fights with Shevchenko. That's all I watch. So I'm not familiar with him like that. But I was watching like a little bit of the highlights on that fight, and he was fighting Shevchenko, and he fights like a move, like his legs or like his knees are high up. He fights. He has like that Sagat from Street Fighter stance as a boxer. All right, so I'll go back and do some research on him because I didn't have time to do it today. But he looks like a Muay Thai guy. But being that if he's number 6 ranked on BoxRec, and I know that's not an official ranking, but he's probably ranked pretty high in the division. So I see something with him happening. All right, but I like Mbilli against Canelo. I think Canelo might end up choosing him as an opponent. You know, uh, Chance asked me how good Edwin Valero was. I mean, it's his story is crazy. You know, his story. I mean, fortunately he's gone, but man, that was a time. I wish I was on YouTube when he was running through dudes, and we've had conversations because I've told you guys. I mean, many people that knows um, Edwin Valero, the dream fight would have been with him and Manny Pacquiao. I mean, this guy was crazy, you know, in the ring, you know, and I think his last fight was with who's that kid? Who's the kid that Adrian Broner fought? He's really good. He's been in there the Southpaw. Uh, he was really good, but Edwin was a phenomenal fighter, you know, and he definitely could have been a star if he didn't go through what he went through. You know what I mean? And his life in his situation, you know. But Edwin was good. Edwin was very good. Um, Jamal Charlo, do I think he's done? He could be. He could be. I don't think he's done because his money's still in there for him. So I think he'll eventually get back in the ring. But I think he's definitely mentally is been through a lot. Oh, I'm bugging out, bro. How did I forget to include Caleb Plant in the 168 conversation? I totally forgot to include him. And I'm not interested in this fight he got coming up. Caleb is going to just destroy that dude. But let me tell you something. I see Caleb and Edgar Berlanga fighting in the future. You know, Edgar, I actually believe that Caleb Plant, Antonio DeMarco, yeah, Chance, that's who I was talking about. Caleb Plant, in my opinion, stops Edgar Berlanga right now. I think he stops Berlanga. I think he's way too skilled for Edgar. Now I got Canelo stopping him too, but I think even though Plant is not that big of a puncher, I think there's too much of a skill gap between them two. You know, I think Plant's Plant issue is that he gasses, you know, but his skill set is top notch. It's just his gas. He gasses. You know, he's not the bigger puncher, but I think he has respectable power. I just think he fades in the later rounds. And being that he's such a good defensive fighter, it's not even his punch output that it drops. It's his defense. When he fades, he becomes a lot more easier to hit. I think that's his biggest flaw, and it's a major flaw. But it was a major flaw with guys like Canelo and Benavidez, who are pressure fighters. Canelo's a counter punching pressure fighter, and Benavidez is more of a high volume pressure fighter. And both of those it was just too much for Plant. But outside of those two losses, I think he beats the majority of these guys here. I think he would have issues. I think the Munguia fight, that could be a fight. I can see Golden Boy making that fight, Munguia and Plant. And I think Mbilli would be a fight too. But I think those would be tough fights for Plant. But Edgar Berlanga is not a pressure fighter. The only guys he pressured was those first 16 guys that he knocked out in the first round. Once he stepped up, he's not a pressure fighter. He's not a high volume puncher or anything like that. I don't even know how to even know how to give you a description of his sinus. All right, let's go to the fight. Let's go to fight. We got Iglesias against Abeko. Abeko fought who did Abeko fight? Senna Becco. Senna Becco. All right. A Becco for the Dave Morrell. Oh, Iglesias got him hurt already. First round. This is the fighter that I was telling you, the Cuban fighter that has like a what's it called? A Muay Thai stance, kind of. He's coming out very aggressive southpaw, landing some big hooks against a Becco. Good hook. One thing that I see with Iglesias that I noticed right away is that doesn't have the greatest legs. Foot position is all over the place. Nice hook to the body though. He's already hunting Becco down. Where's the jab though? Where's the jab from Iglesias? Where's the jab? Where's the jab? A lot of movement from Becco. He already got hurt already. Where's the jab? Throw a jab. Throw a jab. Where is your jab? There you go. Set something up. Stop this walking straight in, throwing hooks. You guys see his feet? It's too squared. Good jab. Good jab. Oh, 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 he caught him with a hook. He's down. First round, 16 seconds ago. He's down. Nice hook. Looks like he's going to survive the round, though. Round one. Yeah. I think the power, Armando Castillo, I think his power is the other issue. But you have to also include how he fades and his defense. His defense is his ace. You know what I mean? He's hard to hit early in the fights. He's much easier to hit in the later rounds. You know, after 6 rounds, now he has to rely more on his power, and the fact that the top tier guys haven't really respected it that's when the power is a factor. You know, because you got guys like Benavidez and Canelo that was just walking through. So yes, you're right, but it's also his defense. If he starts getting hit with a lot of shots later, you know what I mean? All right, round 2. Yeah, Iglesias definitely got power. He's starting to throw a little bit more jabs here in the second round. Nice combination. Good uppercut gets through the guard of Becco. Becco don't have anything for him. What round did Dave Morrell? Dave Morrell stopped him in 2 rounds. So he's probably coming out very aggressive. It's funny because he's also from Cuba. One of these guys, one of him and a Dave Morrell got in the history fighting in the amateurs. Iglesias is trying to stop him here. He's he has him against the ropes. Ref might jump in. Ref might jump in to stop this. Yeah. Becco's taking too much. He's in. He stopped it. It's over. He's taking too much. Iglesias got him out of there in 2 rounds, just like Dave Morrell did. Pecco didn't have anything for him. What's up, Clarence? It's good. Luther, I hope that rumor is not true. I did see that earlier today. Triple G against Crawford. No, I don't know if it's true or not. I hope it's not true. I don't want to see that. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Triple G has not fought since the Canelo trip. Nah, I don't want to see Triple G no more. It is what it is, you know. Unless he's doing like exhibitions and stuff, like it's over, man. He's what, 42 years old, 41, 42 years old. He hasn't fought since the Canelo trilogy, which he clearly wasn't the same fighter. I don't want him to fight Bud. It just won't do anything, It's not, it's over. It's over. At this point, Bud has nothing to gain at that point. I don't want to see him fight I don't even like, it's just like with Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. I don't want to see these old guys coming back and just getting beat up by fighters. Like, nah. If Triple G was in top form at 160, I wouldn't even want that fight for Bud. You know what I mean? It is what it is. The top form at 160, if he was fighting the Triple G that, I don't know, this guy, Kell Brook fought, I didn't want no one from below 160 to go up to fight Triple G. I thought there was enough fights to be made at 147 and 154 without involving Triple G. At 160, 168, different story. But anything below that, Triple G would have beat everybody, in my opinion. It is what it is. There was once upon a time when I started this channel, there was one guy actively calling out Triple G that was in the lower divisions, and that was Irislanilov. And at the time, I was cool with that fight happening only because Triple G at that time didn't have any like big names yet. It was like he was fighting guys that people just wasn't respecting like that. So the Lara fight was cool to me at that time. People were trying to say Floyd, like people were like bringing up Floyd. No, I did not want Floyd to go up to fight Triple G. That would have been crazy. Like, we got to be realistic. And Floyd is one of the greatest of all time, but nah. I did want to see Andre Ward and Triple G. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see that. I didn't make content on that fight. I wasn't around at that time. But yeah, the whole Triple G thing, like, I don't even know why that would be a huge payday, because Triple G is not in the game no more, man. And to be honest, like I just brought up Manny Pacquiao. Even Manny Pacquiao at this stage is not big money like it used to be. You know what I mean? It's not. No one is looking for Manny to have a run at this point. It's over. Like, it's over. For Triple G, he's not even nearly as big of a name as, like, Spence was a fight. You're not going to get any more pay-per-views in a Bud Triple G fight right now. You know what I mean? Like, whatever he did with Madrimov, you're not getting anything more than that fighting Triple G. I just don't believe that he's going to do great pay-per-view numbers fighting Triple G. And the timing of that fight is just, you beat him, but it's like, okay, so I know no one but Canelo beat him, but he's not active. Monroe asks, wait, is Triple G a top 10 middleweight of all time? Of all time? I don't know about that. You know, I mean, if he is, he's got to be at the tail end, you know. Um, I don't know about that. You know, I don't know about that. You know, I think the one thing about Triple G that sucks is that he was being ducked for a while. All right. So a lot of those earlier opponents, like you know, like a lot of those guys he fought early, you know, post Gabe Rosado, at that time he was already in position to fight some of the top names. And the names at that time at 160 were you know, Sergio Martinez, Chavez Jr., Canelo when he moved up to 160. You know, he fought like Macklin was decent, Stevens was decent, you know, Daniel Gill was decent, Rubio was decent. I mean, they were top guys at 160. And they were fights that it needed to be done. I mean, Willie Monroe, but these are not like legacy fights, you know, these are the fights that you got to go through and, you know, the defenses you have to have. But these are not like legacy fights. You know what I mean? Miguel Cotto wasn't going to fight him because Miguel Cotto was just an overblown 160 fighter that had a name, and he can move up into a division and get whatever fights he wants because Cotto was a name and a pay-per-view star. But that was a time when a lot of guys was just stepping into the division and just picking up titles without having to fight Triple G. So Triple G does have some good wins, you know, but you know, outside of Canelo, who I do think he beat Canelo in the first fight. What's his biggest name? Like, what's his name? Danny Jacobs. You know, like, you know, where do I can't put him. I can't put him up there with like Carlos Monzon or, you know, Bernard Hopkins or, you know, like we got to really go through like 160 is historically is so many different names. I don't know about all that, man. Like top 10, like, and there's probably people that I'm not even that familiar with that I can't even bring up that probably had great records at 160. I mean, like career 160. I'm not talking about with, you know, like the guys that moved up to 160. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about career 160 guys that spend a good amount of time, like a Hopkins at 160. You know what I mean? I don't know about that. Booch says, I asked Hopkins why him and James Toney never fought, and B Hop said Toney got too fat. Yeah, I just think that the timing it just never happened because you got to remember James moved up quick, just like Roy. Roy moved up quick too, but James was just killing himself to stay at 160. You know what I mean? After he had to move up, like after fighting Roy. You know, James Toney was definitely the worst when it came to like his weight in between fights. He had a lot of trouble with his weight. Look, James was a heavyweight for years. You know what I mean? He finished out his career as a heavyweight. He was a heavyweight for years. When we bring him up, he was a heavyweight for years. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is. Who did Triple G duck? I think Andre Ward is the only person that name should come up when it comes to ducking. You know, because at the time, Ward said he was willing to come to 164 and meet him in the middle. At the time, Triple G said no, but he was willing to move up to 168 to fight Carl Froch. So at that time, that was the conversation in the boxing community. Like, oh, you're willing to move up to fight Froch, but you're not willing to move up to fight Ward, who beat Carl Froch. You know what I mean? I don't think Ward's style was a good style for Triple G. You know, if we're not talking, like, if we just get the fan shit out of the way, I think stylistically, I don't think Ward's style was a good matchup for Triple G. Ward is one thing about Ward is even if you don't like his style, he's very good at smothering his opponent's best shots. You know, and I just think that would have been a problematic fight for Triple G. And I would have loved, listen, I ain't no hater. I would have loved the Carl Froch fight. I would have loved that fight. I honestly think that if anything, he probably would have needed to fight Carl Froch first. And that doesn't take nothing away from Carl Froch, because Carl Froch still had a phenomenal career outside of just losing the Ward. You know what I mean? Like, still beat mad people. You know what I mean? But Ward was different. You know, but those are the opportunities you got to take. That would have been about it. When you're fighting a pound for pound fighter, those are the legacy fights. You know, beating guys like Daniel Gill and Martin Murray and stuff like Willie Monroe, that's just not going to cut it. You know, Danny Jacobs was a good fight, very, very good fight, and one of the best fights. But, you know, like beating him, beating David Lemieux, that's just not going to cut it when it comes to like all-time greats, like middleweights. You know what I mean? He had a lot of title defenses, but still, you know, like not having that win over Canelo. I actually think the best performance is him beating, you know, not, well, on paper, he didn't beat Canelo, but to the people, most people feel like he won the fight. And I think not having that, securing that win, it changes things. Because now you got people that's going to be like, well, I think Canelo won the fight, you know, or I think the fight was a draw. You know, I remember making content at that time, and there were a few people that were leaving comments like, nah, Canelo won the first fight. You know, I think there was even content creators that were saying that they thought Canelo won the first fight. You know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yeah, Chance, I think if Triple G, not for nothing, man, not for nothing. I know why Triple G stayed out. Let's be realistic. Because Chance says Triple G versus Kessler would have been a more entertaining and skillful fight. That's also a very good fight. Because Kessler doesn't get, you know, Mikhail Kessler was a good fight. You know? With that being said, sometimes I feel like Triple G should have moved to 168, but I understand why he stayed at 160, because the names were there. And when I say names, you had Canelo and Cotto. You know, like, you had Sergio Martinez, who was definitely the top guy at the time. But as far as names, you had Canelo and Cotto. And I'm sorry, but going to 168, where Ward was at the same time, Froch was still there. You know, Cotto and Canelo was big time. Froch was big too. Froch was big, especially if they were to go to UK and fight. You know, if Froch did 80K in Wembley, so you got to include his name. But he stayed at 160 for a reason. And the reason was Cotto and Canelo. You know, he didn't get Cotto, but he did get Canelo. The only reason why he didn't get Cotto is because Canelo got Cotto. And at the time, Cotto was still the A side at that time. Dimitri Pirog. Yeah, time just got cut short, man. I think Pirog and Triple G is like one of those dream fights. That's a dream fight right there. But I do think Danny Jacobs was more improved when by the time Triple G fought him. You know, and remember, Danny was big that night, man. Remember, Danny didn't obey the IBF rule and same day way. He didn't do it. You know, he came in much bigger than Triple G that night. You know. By the way, we're just chilling. We're waiting for the next fight to start. And I believe it's going to be the heavyweight fight between Makhmudov and Vianello. And then we got the main event after that. So they're just showing commercials and shit. We're just waiting for that. No, Luther Cotto fought at 160. He moved up. You know, he moved up and fought Daniel Gill and won the title. All right, so he didn't move up. Cotto didn't move up and fought at the at 160. All right, he fought who did Cotto fought? He beat Sergio Martinez. All right, which is one of the earliest breakdowns I've ever done on this channel. Well, not ever. I think I was on here for a year. He fought Sergio Martinez, and that's when Martinez's leg was all messed up. And then he beat Daniel Gill to defend that title. And then he fought Canelo at 160, even though it was a catch weight at 154 or something like that, which was stupid. But they fought for a middleweight title. That's when the dumb shit was happening in boxing, you know, with the catch weight heavy stuff. Stupid. Yeah. What's good, Trey Chi? What's up? DJ Rush asks, Wave, who do you think in tonight's main event is going to win? I believe the Ukrainian will win if he can take his opponent into later rounds and outlast him in the way. Yeah, like I said in the breakdown, Derevyanchenko is a live dog in this fight, but it depends on how he fights. The reason why I think skillfully he wins, but the reason why I'm not picking him to win is because he's easy to force into a brawl. You know, like we know what he can do. If he can fight the perfect fight and use his superior foot speed and hand speed and box, use those angles, you know, he knows how to step in quickly and close distance quickly, throw some combinations, get out, play it safe. If he were to be able to do that for 12 rounds, he wins. He clears most of these rounds. But Derevyanchenko got too much heart for his own good. And he goes to war. You know, and it works for him sometimes because when he went to war with Jaime Munguia, he was able to hurt Jaime throughout the fight. But also cost him because he got dropped late in the fight. I think he needed to go to war when he fought Danny Jacobs. You know? I don't know. Like, I just think that he goes to war with this guy, he might end up getting clipped and getting knocked out. You know? The only reason why I couldn't pick him is because he gets knocked down in fights. He gets knocked down in crucial moments of the fight. You know, I think Danny Jacobs' fight was 6-6, but he lost to Danny because of the knockdown. He got dropped by Triple G as well, I think, early in their fight. and he got dropped by Munguia late in their fight. He gets dropped in very, very close fights. You know, and you can make an argument that he won all those fights without the knockdown. You know? Yeah, Victor, if I said this earlier, I think if you're going to bet on a main event, I think the bet to go with, it's risky, but I think the bet to go with is Mbilli by knockout. I'm still thinking about it, but I didn't pull the trigger. I'm chilling tonight. Chance says Mbilli versus Berlanga is interested. It is. I mean, one thing I'm not sleeping on Berlanga. I mean, the guy has power, but when we say he has power, he has not really displayed the power against any top tier fighters. You know, he fought mid tier fighters and was getting dropped and going a distance with guys that I think Dave Morrell would have knocked out. Guys like Benavidez would have knocked out. Guys like Christian Mbilli would knock out. You know, so it is a good fight, but I don't really know how good Berlanga is. Prime Monroe asked me, who do I think Prime Andre Ward would do today at 168 and 175? At 168, Prime Andre Ward beats everybody at 168. All right. At 168, I think Carl Froch might beat everybody at 168. I think Canelo might beat Froch, but I think Froch might beat everybody else at 168 right now, for sure. Ward would beat Canelo, in my opinion. Prime Ward would beat Canelo. Without a doubt. Froch, I'm like 50-50 with that. I'm 50-50. I'm a little 50-50 with that. But at 175, I don't know. With Ward. I don't know. I don't know if he beats. I don't know 175 Ward beats Bivol and Beterbiev. I don't know. I don't know. I made a video on that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Joe Kazaki, Joe, I'm not crazy about Joe Kazaki. You know, I just I don't know. I think Joe was there at the right time. You know, like I think the best win was definitely Bernard Hopkins, because Bernard Hopkins still had a lot of success after him. But outside of that win, you know, Roy was definitely way past it already. The Jeff Lacey win was good. I honestly think being an older, not washed up Bernard Hopkins, but an older Bernard Hopkins was a good win. And I think being Mikkel Kessler was a good win. But at 168, I think Canelo would have beaten him. I think Ward would have definitely beaten him. Froch, I don't know. Because I think Froch can be outboxed, but Froch is like, he has a major puncher's chance against anybody he faces. Now, this is something that I thought about a lot. You know, because with Kazagi, it was a lot of pity-pat punches, flurries, you know? So it's easy for him to win rounds. But I think it was the timing of it, you know? Like, Jeff Lacey was a guy that got exposed by Joe Kazaki. He was overhyped, and I think the win is bigger than what it is, because when we talk about like, and we're just waiting. So they're delaying this fight here. This card is being delayed to 10 p.m. So we got another 25 minutes before the card continues. All right, so we're just gonna talk. obviously these fights ending so earlier in these it's killing the schedule for a top rank in this bill. I just think that getting a big win against a fighter that, you know, was a top ranking contender is good. But if that fighter goes on and not do anything for the rest of his career, you know, I mean, that was his first big step up fight too. And I'm talking about Jeff Lacey. When the guy goes on to have a career and do nothing after that, it's kind of like, all right, yes, it was a big win. Because everybody likes to bring up that win. And I remember watching the fight, and I remember watching it live because Jeff Lacey was definitely getting pushed and promoted hard. But Jeff Lacey really didn't do anything after that fight neither. You know, and Roy was already past it. You know, Bernard Hopkins was still top fighter, but he had already lost to a good amount of fighters. You know what I mean? So he was still getting big wins, but he was still losing against some of the top fighters too. You know what I mean? So I don't like taking anything away from. I don't like speaking on Calzaghe because I know for the Brits, I know they look at him as one of the greatest. But also, you got to understand that timing means everything. And I think at that run, it was a weaker division at that time. It was. I just think that the 168, that Ward and Froch and all of those guys, you know, Darrell and, you know, that Super 6 tournament, and even after that tournament, I think those guys were just, I think it was a better division. It was a deeper division at the time, you know? But he did beat Mikkel Kessler first. He gave him his first loss. So, yes, that is a big win. But I actually think that the Mikkel Kessler win is a better win than the Jeff Lacey win. You know what I mean? Like, I know everybody brings up Jeff Lacey, but Mikkel Kessler win was better because Mikkel Kessler had a better career than Jeff Lacey. No, Mikkel Kessler was basically like a Kovalev, but maybe a little less power. But boxing skills, good jab, good right hand. Like Kessler was dope. He was good. He was legit. So that was a good win. Yeah, the Roy win. Yeah, Paul, I agree with you. The Roy win is like, you know, like a lot of people was being Roy. Like, you know, Roy wanted to keep fighting and he wanted to relive his prime years, you know. And I think Roy, people just wanted that name on their resume, you know, and everybody was just fighting him and just picking up that win. You know, I don't feel like it just at that time, like, you know, like Roy beat Tito after Tito was like kind of washed up too at the time. You know what I mean? It's just like it was like he was just trying to relive the old times. You know, and that's what happens with these super athletic freak of nature fighters. Once they got to really rely on their boxing skills, and I didn't have YouTube at this time, and I wish I did have a YouTube at this time because I remember watching these fights live, and I remember like, yo, Bernard Hopkins had way more longevity because Bernard was just, he was tricky. He was such a good boxer, you know. He was a good defender. He was tricky, and he knew how to use, you know, his talents to find ways to win fights, you know. And Roy, once the athleticism fell away, like once he lost that, it was over. He had to rely solely off his skills. And a lot of his skills involved his athleticism, which he didn't have anymore. Monroe says, Wave, Janovic against Munguia. Who you got? I have Janovic. I know he's, I don't know if he's going up to 168, but I like Janovic in that fight. Janovic should go to 168. What are you sticking around 160 for? Nobody fights here. 160 is trash. It's the worst division in the sport. It's trash. Nobody fights here. Nobody unifies there. It's just a bunch of guys that's just, I don't know what they're doing. I hate that division. Mooch says, I always wanted to see Tito against Mosley. Yeah, I wanted to see that too. I have Prime Mosley winning that. I gotta go with Prime Mosley. Prime Mosley. Yeah, cruiserweight is dropped dramatically right now, but I still say it's better than in middleweight. Middleweight's trash. But cruiserweight has definitely fell off since the two World Series boxing tournaments. Definitely fell off. Nah, man, I'm not waiting for that, bro. Tyson and Briggs, nah, I'm good. I like that little clip they did in Brownsville. That's good for me. Yeah, that's all I needed to see. Just that little clip that they them playing around out on the street. Oh, I love watching that. I was like, man, I wish I was there for that. You know, but I don't want to see no real fight with them. I don't even want to see Tyson fighting Jake Paul. I don't want to see Tyson fighting no more, man. He's too old. You know, I know he got to pay the bills. So I get it. You know, if they're gonna pay you a bag to get back in the ring, I just hope for his sake that I hope that Mike is getting at least $10 million to take that. You know, that's all I'm hoping. Like, yo, listen, if you're gonna do it, and you're almost 60 years old. You know, get a bag. You know, I hope he's getting a bag. I'm sure he's getting a bag. Lightweight Shane against Pretty Boy Floyd. I got Mosley. I mean, I'm gonna be biased. You know, I always thought Mosley would beat him. At 135. You know, but you know, Floyd. So the reason why, because this gets asked a lot, and this is something that's a fan of both, because they're both in my top 5. The reason why I would pick Mosley is because, like, of some of the things I said in my Crawford Floyd Mayweather video that I did like about a month ago. The reason why I picked Mosley is because Floyd was more willing to engage. I think Mosley could have possibly hurt him, you know, at lightweight. Lightweight, Floyd, Mosley, you know, everybody knows Mosley from the guy that, you know, that moved to 147, beat Oscar De La Hoya and all that, you know, but I think Mosley at 135, super reach, long arms. His speed was even quicker at 135. His power was insane at 135. You know, Floyd being the more technically sound, you know, better reflexes, better defender. But Floyd was such a beast at 135 that I feel like they would have gotten to a firefight. And I think Mosley, one thing Mosley had is always had a great chin. Like, you know, all the way up into the Vernon Forrest fight, you know, Mosley's chin has always been solid, you know, even after that fight. And he fought a lot of bigger people. But the truth is, Floyd wanted to fight more. Floyd wanted to fight. Mosley didn't want to fight. Mosley actually ducked him. You know, he ducked him. And I think there's interviews with this too. I think even Mosley, I think he's done an interview where he talked about it. You know, but I would pick Mosley, but it's a fight that we'll never see. Lightweight Tank against lightweight Mosley. Lightweight mostly. Lightweight mostly. I love Tank, but nah, he ain't being Shane. You don't ask me about Shane Mosley. I'm gonna pick him almost every time. You know, I'm gonna pick him almost every time. You know, so outside of the Floyd Mayweather fight at 135, I would have loved to see Roberto Duran against Shane Mosley at 135. That's what I want to see. That's a dream fight right there. You know, that's a dream fight. They both in their primes at 135. Oof. Man, like sometimes I wish certain fighters was in a different generation, bro. For real. Like Roberto Duran against Mosley at 135. I ain't gonna tell you. You know? I don't know. Monroe says, Wade, De La Hoya said in an interview with Shannon Sharp in his prime he beats Canelo. I didn't watch the interview yet. I'm gonna probably watch it when I have some downtime. You know, I've been just like, you know, trying to stay updated with you know, just doing film study and stuff like that. But I'm gonna watch that interview at some point. In his prime, would he beat Canelo? I think I will say this. I think Oscar in his prime, like in prime Canelo at 54. Now I want to say prime because I don't think Canelo was in his prime at 154. I think he was his prime at 160. I think Triple G rematch with Canelo was his prime. I think that was his best performance. I think 154 Canelo was really good. But I like Oscar in his prime years at 147. Even though I don't think he won all of those fights, I think he probably was a better talent. You know, I think Canelo got a little bit more talent at 160. And Oscar at 54 and 60 was definitely outside his prime. Oscar was in his prime at 47. You know, I'm talking about the Oscar that beat Julio Cesar Chavez. Oscar that fought, you know, like Sweet Pea and who's the African fighter that he went to war with. You know, when he fought Tito, you know, I mean, even though I hate the way he fought Tito in that fight, he definitely screwed himself over in that fight there. Oh, Ike Corte, that's what I was thinking of. Ike Corte. I remember the Ike Corte fight specifically because I remember watching that fight live. I remember what year did that happen in? Ike Corte happened in 99. In 99, I remember watching it in my bedroom and still had my old bunk bed and I watched it on my, you know, box TV. I remember watching that fight live. I watched that fight live because I used to stay up late and watch fights. I remember watching that one specifically. Yep. I'll never forget that fight. And I remember watching that. I used to be like, that was a fight that I didn't say I got robbed. I did think that Ike was winning the fight. I just think the way Oscar finished and closed the fight out gave him the win because the commentary in that fight was so like pro Oscar, you know, but it was a great finish. But I do think there's certain fights where I'm like, you know, I question the judges, like the Ike Corte fight, the Sweet Pea fight, you know, or whatever. Everybody will ask me that. You probably asked me this too. Everybody asked me about Thomas Hearns and Floyd Mayweather, and this is like every maybe like 2 or 3 times a year, and the same answer. I think Tommy Hitman Hearns is the worst matchup for Floyd Mayweather. I think it's absolutely if we're talking welterweights, It's the absolute worst matchup for Floyd Mayweather. I just think that it's just not a good style for Floyd. It's just not. All right. I'm not saying Tommy beats everybody that Floyd beats or whatever. Floyd would have had an easier time. Not saying that he would have won these fights, but I think the matchup alone, it would have been better for him fighting Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. You know, like there's this other generations where I think Floyd would have had a better chance of success. I think Tommy Hearn's style was all wrong for Floyd. It was all wrong for Sugar Ray Leonard. Yo, if Ray didn't just, Ray had power. You know what I mean? Like, so Ray being outboxing that fight, his power saved him in that fight. You know what I mean? But like round per round, I think Hitman was just not a good style for Floyd. I just don't like that style. Like that was always a bad style for Floyd. We're talking about 47 Floyd. We talk about 47 Floyd. 47 Floyd didn't have that much power. You know, Floyd was bigger, much bigger puncher down at 130, 135. You know? Nah. Do I think Julio Cesar Chavez was overrated? Nah. I think the problem with Julio Cesar Chavez is that he has a lot of fights, just stay busy fights against journeymen. You know what I mean? And I always said this, and I brought him up in other videos where I said, Chavez, I would rather you fight, have a padded record than just being inactive. Like Bud, for example, people always say, yo, Bud this, Bud that. Yo, I would rather Bud just fight anybody than just not be active, even if it's like anybody. So Chavez is legit because he can box, but he can also brawl it out and be a pressure fighter. You know what I mean? Skill wise, he's legit. It's just that when people like to go and look at his, over 100 fights and stuff, they like to just be like, oh, well, he fought a lot of like bums in between. I'm like, yeah, but he fought some of the other guys too that were legitimate. You know what I mean? And just like everybody else, he got old, Like Chavez was legit, yo. Go watch his fights. It's been a while, because I know when I first had a channel, I would make more content on all the fights, older fights. But if you watch his fights, the people that like Oscar, and I'm talking about the Mexican fighters, people that like Oscar, people like Oscar had a phenomenal jab, people that like Canelo, they love his counter punching. A lot of people say he adopted a lot of things from Floyd in their fight and stuff. But Chavez also had those skills, but he could also bring the pressure and yo, you gotta you can't say he's overrated. You see the Meldrick Taylor fight, which I made a video on years ago. You can't watch fights like that and just be like, yo, the dude's overrated. Nah. That's the best closing of any fight ever. That's the best closing. You know what I mean? So I get why people say that about Chavez, but if you focus on the real fights, he leveled up, I have the Sweet Pea fight is what, we know Sweet Pea won. Sweet Pea won, but Sweet Pea is one of the greatest too. He's all-time great. Even if you felt like Sweet Pea got robbed, which he did. He got robbed. If Sweet Pea got robbed, he won that fight. But Sweet Pea is one of the greats. I can't bash a guy if the guy's losing to another old ATG. You know what I mean? Like Sweet Pea, in any conversation when it comes to defense, Sweet Pea's name is always going to come up top 3 as far as defensive fighters. without doubt. You know, like Sweet Pea highlight reel. Just look up Sweet Pea. You know, Pernell Whitaker has like, if you're into like watching highlights of a fighter, Pernell Whitaker is one of the funnest to watch. You know, because he's one of those guys, like people were calling Lomachenko the Matrix. Watch Pernell Whitaker. Pernell was fighting top tier fighters like Oscar De La Hoya with his hands down and making them miss. He wasn't fighting like scrubs and making them miss. He was doing it against the top tier fighters and making them miss with his hands down. You know what I mean? Like close up. You know, so yeah. Yeah, Aaron Pryor is definitely underrated. Absolutely. Main event should be coming up. Well, not main event, but the co-main event is going to be coming up in a few minutes. You know, I mean, I actually think this heavyweight fight between Canelo and Makhmudov is a good matchup because I don't think they're at the same level to me. You know, I just think that whoever wins this fight tonight is just going to get placed in there with someone that's either looking for a fight to stay active or looking for a win coming off a loss. Like, to be honest, the winner of this fight, this heavyweight fight that's about to go down, should be fighting Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson should be coming off of a loss, his first loss, and fighting one of these two. I think that's a good fight to have on your first comeback fight. Because even though Jared Anderson just got stopped, I believe he got stopped by a guy that should be in the ring with some of the top tier guys. You know, and I don't think any of them want to fight him is because it's too much risk and not enough of an reward by fighting Martin Bakole. You know, especially if these sparring stories are true. And Martin Bakole is just not stopping. He's literally, any chance he's getting, any interview he does, he's gonna talk about those sparring stories. He's gonna talk about he beat Usyk. I stopped Usyk. I dropped this guy, AJ. You know, Fury. You know, he's gonna glorify his amateur. I mean, not amateur. He's gonna glorify his sparring stories. You know, but I think you know what? At first, I didn't like it. But you know what? I think. Oh, hold on. Give me a second, guys. Guys, give me a few minutes. Okay, I'll be right back. Give me the fight's about to start. By the time the fight starts, just give me about 5 minutes. I'll be right back. All right. Thank you. All right, what's up, guys? I'm back. Just had to eat dinner real quick. All right. Yeah. So yeah, we was doing a lot of talking about Sweet Pea and stuff. No, I do not think Shakur Stevenson and Sweet Pea are the same. I don't think. I don't even want to say like he's the closest to them. I just don't. They're 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 both great defenders, but Shakur is different. Like Sweet Pea was definitely much more of a fighter. He wasn't a knockout artist, but he was much more of a fighter. It wasn't no boring. Like, he's letting his hands go. He's gonna beat you up. He's gonna make you miss, and he's gonna make you pay. I think the way that Shakur fights is like a lot of his defense. Like even though he has great reflexes and stuff, a lot of his defense involves him jumping out of range at the right time. All right. MAW, thank you for the super chat. He says, hello, wave in chat. One thing about fighters of old is that they've spent more time perfecting game fighting than sparring. May as well get paid for it. Subscribe, share, and smash the like button, folks. Thank you. And that's another thing. And this is how I started the video today with talking about Abdullah Mason. Just like I was talking about Canelo before. These guys that go pro young, it doesn't matter if Abdullah, like people already say, oh, he needs to step up. No, he doesn't. Get those fights in the bag now. Stay active. You should be fighting 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year. I don't even say 3 or 4. Excuse me. I don't even want to say 3 or 4. Top Rank should continue to add you on every card. Why? Because you're getting the fights in, and even though they're journeymen, you're at least staying in the gym, staying sharp, and developing your skills. You know what I mean? So yeah, Chavez Senior. Yes, there's a lot of no names on his resume, but the dude kept fighting. He kept fighting. You know what I mean? Even as a champion, you're fighting 6 times a year. You know what I mean? Like you're living a boxer's life. You're living. You're basically living the life of a boxer. You it's like your day job. When you're fighting that many times a year. Marlon, thank you. Welcome to the channel. All right, we got the heavyweights coming up right now. But welcome to the channel. Enjoy. All right, this is another one. This is one of those ones where it could be something. I'm not that impressed with neither, but I think this is a good fight because I think they match up well. Canelo could pull up the upset here. Arsenbeck just got stopped a couple fights ago, so. But Canelo's been stopped by Jonathan Rice as well, so. They're already wrestling. Good jab from Arsenbeck. We became as well. We know the Knights don't have to use those legs. Hold on, he's the type of fighter that likes to get close, likes to go range from his opponents until he stops and knocks him out. Good overhand right counter from Canelo lands. See some good jabs from Makhmoudev so far. Not just rushing in and just being a brawler, at least so far in this fight. Still in the first round, first minute of the fight. Oh, good uppercut. Good lead hand back. Good backhand uppercut from Canelo lands. Another uppercut landed. Well, he tried again. He got smothered there, but Arslan Beck is just, I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of Arslan Beck. I'm really not. Somebody brought up Joe Joyce earlier. I think Joe Joyce destroys Arslan Beck. I don't even think you should even disrespect Joe Joyce by putting his name in there with Arslan Beck. Joyce is, I get it. Oh, good right uppercut. Canelo's having a good round. He's winning this round, in my opinion. And he's using the ring, but he's not overly moving. Like he's looking for opportunity to step in and land a good shot. And it seems like when Arslan Beck is probably not gonna win a boxing fight here on the outside. But every time he's rushing in, he's getting countered on his way in, and Canelo is kind of like tying up with him and just smothering him. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really don't like this guy, but I try not to say that too much because I try to be fair on the channel, but I actually think he's one of the worst heavyweights out there right now. 2 right hands from Canelo, and he hurts. He closes the round, landing a right hand and buzzing Arslan Beck. Oh man, maybe I should have put money down on this. He's probably let me see if there's any live betting on this fight. See if there's any live betting here. Nah, I think it's closed out. Should I probably put it on, yo? Should I put it on? But he's definitely winning this round so far. Arslan Beck is too stiff. He can't move that well. You know what Arslan Beck reminds me of? Arslan Beck reminds me of Batman in the first movie, where the original costume, he can't turn his head. You ever notice that? Like he can't turn his head in the original. That's what Arslan Beck looked when he fights. He can't move his head. He can't bend. He can't slip anything. He's so stiff. I'm talking about Michael Keaton Batman. Vito caught him again and backed him up. Vito's looking to stop him in the second round. Vito's gonna stop him. Vito's gonna stop him. I can't even get in now. It's too late. Vito's gonna stop him. Vito's hurt him again already in the second round. And I was saying that I didn't think he was as good as Caballero, but Vito is winning, and he's hurting him. He can't box. And it's funny because Arslan Beck, before the stoppage, he would just come out and rush fighters, right? And he didn't care about defense because he was just applying so much pressure. But since he's been stopped, it looks like here that he's not aggressive no more. He looks like he's concerned about getting hit. And he's not going to win fights fighting that way. He's not going to win fights like this. He has to be aggressive. The more time he gets by like trying to like play like fight smart, he can't. He's too stiff. Yeah, I can't get in the fight. A minute left in the second round. Arslan Beck doesn't set anything up. He just charges right in. And all this guy, Guido, is just grabbing him and holding him every time he does it. Another right hand. Another good right hand from Canelo. Easy round. Another round in the bag. Oh, big left hook from Guido. Left hook caught him. He's Tim. He's clearly winning the fight. He's winning by a lot. Round 2 in the bag. I got a 2-0 for Canelo. 2-0. This might be it. If Arslanbek loses tonight, it might be it. It might be over. Hold on, guys. All right. Yeah, I have a 2-0 so far. Yeah, Muti makes Ajagba look much better. I mean, Guido recently fought Ajagba. Ajagba is, I understand that Ajagba definitely has his limitations, but he's not like this bad. The thing about Ajagba is he has a good one too, and even though that's all he has, he's a lot more accurate with the punch. You know, I mean, he's cleaner. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. He doesn't move his head well. He doesn't really have much of a punch variety, but another uppercut lands, and Guido has him hurt again. Backed up. I see a little cut on the eye, the left eye of Arslanbek, and Arslanbek is in trouble already. He's back against the rope early in his 3rd round. 1-2. He's going down. He's about to go down. He is about to go down. He is trying to stop Arslanbek here in his 3rd round. Arslanbek's too slow and too clumsy. Yeah, it's over for Arslanbek. And he doesn't even want to fight aggressive. I mean, he's getting outboxed, but he's not even looking like himself. Guido's fighting smart because he's still fighting cautious. He knows he can hurt Arslanbek already. He knows that he can outbox him too, but he's still fighting with caution. He's still trying not to get hit. He's not fighting reckless. And he's patiently looking for the knockout. Now, Arslanbek, that same left eye with the cut on the outside of his eye, is swollen. It's actually almost closing already. We're only in the 3rd round. That left eye is closing shut, y'all. Arslanbek doesn't know how to jab. Come on. What? We saw a jab early in the 1st round. What happened to that jab? He just charges in with a right hand. I don't know how he can get a fight at this level. Good uppercut from Guido lands. A lot of tying up and a lot of unnecessary holding in this round. Guido ends the round landing a big right hand. Yeah, nah, Guido could punch for sure. What's up, El Near? Yeah, Makhmudov is just, I don't know, man. He basically came in and knocked out a bunch of scrubs, and as soon as they leveled up, he got stopped. And I don't think he's gonna. I think he's already shot. So I see him getting stopped. You know, I think Guido could have stopped him already if he wasn't fighting so safely. I ain't mad at him. He's boxing to the knockout. Another upcut. Vietnam a pretty good boxer. I'll say this. He's a pretty good boxer. You know what I mean? Like, he has some pretty good fundamentals, you know, and he knows how to contain this guy. And he's doing it with ease so far. But he's not letting it get to him. It's just the amount of tying up that's going on. It's just a little too much. But to be honest, it's Makhmudov at this point. He's offensively, he's doing nothing. Good jab for Guido. Oh, they're showing the eye of Makhmudov in the corner in between the last round. And it's nearly shut. I'm surprised they didn't have a head clash yet with the amount of they both step in. Arslanbek keeps looking in his corner. I understand he's trying to receive the instructions, but I mean, every time they separate the two from being tied up, he like looks over to his corner. I'm like, man, you gotta fight. It's all good fight. Oh, we get a knockout soon because this is not a good fight. Too much holding, too much. Not enough clean punching. Definitely not from Arslanbek. There's no clean punching from him. Ooh! Guido caught him with a good 1-2 again as he was coming in. That one hurt Arslanbek, but didn't put him down yet. He has not put him down yet. 30 seconds to go in the fourth round. Closing out this fourth, looks like we're gonna go another round of this awful fight. You know what? I can't even blame Guido because he's the one that's letting his hands go. It's Arslanbek that's doing most of the tying up, and I think he's just trying to prevent Guido from knocking him out. Arslanbek is not even trying to fight like he's trying to come back and win this fight. You know, it looks like it kind of looks like he's trying to survive. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think Jared Anderson should come back and fight Vianello on his comeback fight. You know, I think that's a good, respectable opponent coming off your first loss. You know what I mean? Guido has some great legs, man. Very light, moves really well, and has a very good 1-2. And he's been able to time Arslan back with that uppercut too. What is the ref doing? Ref is separated to called time. The referee wants the doctor to look at the eye, y'all. Doctor's gonna let the fight continue, even though that left eye is closing up. Arslan Beck at this point should be just fighting it out, man. Maybe you'll get it. You got power. Just be aggressive at this point. His left eye is done, y'all. Oh man, that eye looks so bad. Eye looks terrible. Guido's cut, probably not from Guido's cut on the inside of his right eye, above the eye. But that's probably from my headbutt. That might not even be from a punch. These guys are just lunging in and holding each other. And yeah, that cut is actually kind of bad for Canelo. The ref should tell Arslan Beck to stop holding. It's clearly him at this point. Mr. Grandi said, I have absolutely no idea what Mark Vidal been working on in the gym. I think, honestly, he's just a guy that got an amateur background and just, you know, like, this is what he does. Got power. He's got this big dude, and he's making money off of this, but he's peaked. Whatever he was doing before he became pro, it's just getting a check, man, at this point. He's clearly not trying to win here. Good hook from Canelo. He has him on a corner again, but again, like, we spent most of this round with them just tying up. Offensively, Arslan Beck, again, is not doing anything here but surviving. I have it on ESPN Plus, so I don't know if it's showing on regular ESPN. I'm just using the app. I've seen a couple of you complaining about the app not working. I'm using the ESPN Plus app. My connection has been good all this time. They're taking another close look at that left eye of Arslan Beck. I think the doctor is looking at him, but it looks like the doctor is giving him like a hard warning again. Or I don't know. Yeah, the doctor asked him, can you see it? And Arslan Beck said yes. But it doesn't look like he can see out of that left eye. But Guido has to take advantage of it. You know, he's landing a couple right hands here and there, but he's not like really connecting like with right hands. You know, again, a lot of the most of this has been an ugly fight, a lot of tying up. I happen to give in Arsenbeck 1 round in this fight. All right, it's been Vianello all fight long. Good right hand lands for Vianello. I think he should close it out this round here. We're in the 6th round. Vianello just needs to target that. Yep, caught him again with a short right hand. He's looking like he's going for it. At one point, he's taken from Arsenbeck for hitting him. He's hit him. Is he hold? Oh, he's. What was the point for? I think it was for holding. I thought it was because of the rabbit punch, but the ref just took a point from Arsenbeck, and I believe it's for holding. I mean, this is a 10-rounder, y'all. Arsenbeck is defeated. He's been a defeated fighter at least since the 3rd round. And at this point, he's lunging in to hold. He's not throwing any punches. Another right hand lands for Vianello. Guido just needs to keep at it. One thing about Vianello that he's not doing, I seen him do it just now, but when I saw Arsenbeck lose to Caballel committed to the body of Makhmudov. Guido has barely thrown any body shots in this fight. You know, I think he's just been targeting the head. But Caballel targeted the body, and I think he either stopped him or landed. Caballel either stopped him or dropped him with some body shots in that fight. I think Guido should just mix it up a little bit more because he's just headhunting right now. You know, and this round was probably his best round in a minute. But still, I think he needs to invest in the body a little bit more because we know that Arsenbeck can be hurt to the body. Six rounds coming to a close, and I think they're going to stop it after this round. Another right hand. I think they're going to stop the fight after this round. I don't see this going to another round. Why? This guy's just getting pummeled round by round. I hope the doctor just stop it at this point. This is a horrible fight. Horrible fight. They got a commercial on, so I'll let you guys know. But they got us this fight. They got to stop this fight. Let's see what they say. They're still showing them in the corner. The commentary is even saying, do they stop it? Please stop this fight. It's a horrible fight. Horrible fight. They're not stopping it, man. What are they telling him over there? Because he has nothing left in the tank. Referee. So they decided. Doctor's going to let it go. Please. He's going to stop it. Yes. Thank God. Oh, my God. Yes. No, wait. Hold on. The doctor, just let him continue. Oh, my God. Why are they torturing us with this? Oh, this is torture, y'all. This referee keeps coming up there like he's going to stop it, and he's letting him fight. But he's not fighting. There's no There's nothing he's doing that's different. He's barely throwing punches. The referee wants this to get stopped so bad. I think the referee needs to stop it. The ref needs the next good shot he catches. This guy tried to hit him with his back turn. Come on, man. Yo, ref, you got to stop the fight, bro. Ref, stop the fight, please. Next good right hand that lands clean. Stop it. This guy eye is gone. So they're not going to stop this match. They understand this expectation. Another right hand connects with Canelo and a left hook. And Arslan Beck is back to holding. No offense from nothing. No clean punches from Arslan Beck, nothing. I knew I should have put him. Oh, Arslan Beck down. He's down. Oh, no, wait. What's going on? Referee, wake up. Arslan Beck gets dropped with a right hand. Both gloves touch the mat. The ref does not see it. He gets up. And Canelo lands a left hook that buckles him again. And the referee at no point did he count the knockdown. What is going on with this referee and this doctor? I've seen fights stop for a whole lot less. Are you guys watching this? What is going on? What am I watching right now? Oh, another hook, another hook. He's hurt again. Stop the fight. Oh. Bro, what? Am I bugging? Am I bugging? Why hasn't this fight been stopped? Stop the fight. This guy is out of it. Oh my God, this is a nightmare, y'all. Oh my God, this is a nightmare. This fight is. This guy's eye is double closed, y'all. This guy's eye is completely out. What is going on? Oh my God, this guy's getting please stop the fight. Somebody commission, someone step in there and stop. This is ridiculous, y'all. Please stop this. This guy's eye is double closed. His eye is super closed. I can't do it. I can't. Listen, if I wasn't live right now and I was just watching it, I would have turned this off. I would have turned this TV off. This is some of the worst. This is the worst. This is the most dominating bad fight I've seen in a while. Come on, doctor. The ref and the doctor was just talking. They're going to stop it. Please stop. Are you stopping it? They're not going to stop it again? Nah, something's wrong. Somebody important must have money on this fight. This is. Oh my God, doctor, come on, doc. Come on, doc. Oh my God, the doc doesn't want to stop the fight. Oh, he stopped it. Thank God. Oh my God, this is terrible. This is some of the worst refereeing and doctor I've seen. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I didn't. Oh, I wish I put my money down on this guy. I knew this guy was going to just. Oh, man. That was terrible to watch. I mean, the guy gets dominated round by round. Eyes been shut for rounds now. And they just did not want to stop the fight. And the guy got dropped, and they didn't call it. Yeah, no, this was painful. I'm telling you guys. I would have turned the TV off. If I wasn't doing this live commentary, I would have not sat and watched this fight. That's how bad it was. And you know what? I'm not mad at Guido because Guido was doing what he had to do. But Guido, was still trying to be safe. You know what I mean? He was fighting a puncher, so he was trying to be smart. He didn't want to fight reckless. So I give him I'll give him a pass. But the amount of holding that Arslanbek was doing, between him holding, between a referee not counting knockdowns, not wanting to stop the fight, between a doctor looking at the eye in between rounds at the end of every round. What the hell was that? Crazy. Out of Wally said what Mike said, if he doesn't, it doesn't count. Yeah. No, I think Arslanbek should go. He's a legit journeyman at this point. He's a legit journeyman at this point. I think anybody that they put him in there is just to showcase them and knock them out. You know what I mean? Thank you, Adewale. I appreciate it. Main event next. To be honest, this main event could have been on an hour ago. Adewale said if he doesn't die, it doesn't count. That's crazy. Nah. Oh, the stoppage was way too late. I hope this main event makes up for the rest of this card. I really hope this main event makes up for what we just saw. Oh boy. Thank you, guys. Thank you for at least hanging out. It's been a tough one. It's been tough. So I appreciate you guys for just even hanging out, man. It's not a lot of people here today. Please, definitely hit the smash the like button if you could. Let's get these likes up. But rough. That was torture watching that fight. But it's been dope talking about fantasy fight and some of the fighters from the old days. MAW, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, I agree, Monroe. You're right. Monroe said, a lot of boxers that take their first loss, they're never the same. And in this case, yes, because Makhmudov was never really that, talented. He was just rushing fighters and using his power and his strength to have an advantage. I think Carlos Takam was the first to kind of expose it. But Carlos being, older and just not being able to outwork this guy, and not having the power to really put him out is why Carlos didn't win that fight. You know what I mean? But Carlos, before Caballel for Arslanbek, I think Carlos Takam really exposed how bad this guy's defense was. But, even with that win, Arslanbek was still fighting guys and just overwhelming them with his power and his size. But Caballel wasn't having it. You know what I mean? And Caballel did him dirty. But Caballel did it better because Caballel was going to his body. But you can see here that he's definitely lost confidence because Arslanbek looked like even with that loss with Caballel, he was still fighting his fight. In this fight, he wasn't doing anything. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing anything. All right, so we're just waiting for the main event. I think the main event should be a good fight, and hopefully it'll make up for some of the, some of these fights here just ending quickly, and this definitely this horrible fight we just saw. Yeah. I don't think Adrian Broner was that good to begin with. You know, um, I think I don't want to say it like that. I think he was really good. But what I will say is that he had performances before the Maidana fight that was like questionable. You know, the de Leon fight and the Paulie Malignaggi fight. They were questionable wins. You know, questionable. So just looking back at it now, no matter how we felt about how that fight with Marcos Maidana was gonna go, there were some criticisms there of Broner. And to be honest, like Broner went like 6 rounds with Paulie without letting his hands go. I mean, he opened up towards the end, but that was like a split decision win for Broner. And Paulie never was a puncher. We all know how Paulie was. For Broner to be viewed to many people as being like the future of the sport, that's why we got to be careful when it comes to these prospects or like these young stars. Because even Abdullah Mason, like he looks very, very good. He looks promising, but even Carmel Moulton, like let's wait and see. Let's be a little patient and see what he can do when he steps up. You know what I mean? I don't want to jump the gun because the way these guys talk, they talk like he's going to be the next. He's going to be the future of the sport. He could be, but sometimes some of these fighters, their peak is very, very early in their careers. And once they start stepping up in opposition and moving up in different divisions, it just doesn't. Their skills, like their ceiling is not that high. So if they look phenomenal in their first 20 fights, it's like Edgar Berlanga. He already. It's very depending on how this Canelo fight goes. He's probably reached his ceiling already. You know what I mean? As an amateur and as a pro. All right, give me a minute. Let's go to make a drink real quick and just use the bathroom before this main event starts. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Just waiting for the main event to start. It should be starting in a few minutes. Yeah, a lot of you guys have been complaining about the ESPN. I've been using the app. I haven't had any hiccups. It's been streaming good, smooth the whole night. So I've had issues with ESPN in the past, but not tonight. It's been smooth all night for me. All right. So they're showing Christian and Mbilli getting ready to walk out. They gave us a 10-minute time, so we got some time. Okay. Yeah, Monroe, I made a video about that recently. You know, I think that's a great fight to make. You know, that's one of my most recent fights. I want to see Shakur fight William Zepeda. I just don't think Oscar De La Hoya wants that. You know, Oscar to do all this talking about, you know, Shakur is boring and all that. Oscar don't want to make that fight. You know, because it could go one or two ways. You know, either Zepeda and his volume could be problematic for Shakur Stevenson, or Shakur can just neutralize him and outbox him for however long he chooses to, or you know, he can. So with that being said, I think that I think that Shakur, I think it's a great fight for both. It's a great risk to take for both fighters. You know, I think that fight makes Shakur look good because Shakur would have to deal with someone that's going to force him to fight. You know, I don't think Shakur is going to have one of those fights where he can just pop shot all night and move. I don't think it's going to work that way. You know? So this fight would be a great fight for both. It's a great opportunity. There's no loss in this situation. It's a great opportunity for Zepeda. You know, obviously, if he gets a call to fight a Tank Davis instead, then yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone would rather fight Tank instead of fighting Shakur. You know, because he's a bigger name and you might get paid more. I don't know. All right. Yeah, I know there's a UFC card tonight. Sort of like the weigh-in and stuff. You know, but I don't. You know, I don't know. I'm a very casual UFC fan these days. Yeah. ESPN is not working. Oh wow. Okay. Nah, ESPN is showing live on my feed, man. So I don't know what's going on, man. But you know, I'm not gonna touch the remote. I don't want to touch anything. I'm gonna just let it sit. And I don't want to have any ESPN streaming issues like y'all. So I was looking on Twitter. I see that Turkey might be interested in making a rematch with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. You know, I really didn't know what to think about that. You know, I mean, the fight will obviously be even bigger now because of all the, you know, with the outcome of the first fight. You know, you got Haney, you know, getting dropped the way he did and, you know, losing and, you know, all the drama with the weight and the PFDs and just Ryan and everything he said on Twitter in the past few months. Obviously, it's going to be a big fight. You know what I mean? I have a lot of questions though, you know. First of all, has everyone just completely forgotten like what Ryan has said in the last few months? It seems like no one cares at this point. So all right, cool. So if no one cares, fine. But as a fighter like Devin Haney, like what kind of agreement are you gonna make for the rematch? Because Ryan strategically, you know, did not make weight, and he was on PEDs. So how do you work out a deal where this mistake, whatever weight you agree on, how do you make a deal to make sure that this guy actually makes the weight that he's agreed to make? And the PED thing, like what kind of agreement are you gonna make? So whereas if this guy tests positive again, like what are you gonna get out of that if he has to actually pop through? I don't know. You know, me personally, I've lost interest. I just think there was just too much that went down. But I'm not stupid neither. I understand that when it comes to that fight, it's going to make a lot of money because people till this day is still talking about that fight. It's been one of the most talked about fights of the year. You know, like I said, I have a lot of questions. But I also know that this boxing is boxing, and when it comes to money, people are not going to care about all of the outside noise. Ryan can go up there and say some of the craziest things, and he's got to a point where he gets a pass for what he says. Clearly, you know. I personally lost interest, but whatever. Do you guys think that Daniel Dubois has a good chance of beating Anthony Joshua next month? What are you guys' thoughts on that fight? Does Triple T have a real shot here? I think AJ is gonna win. But I'm not sleeping on Triple D, but I do think AJ is gonna win the fight. Yeah, I saw the video with Devin Haney and the carnival guy. I saw it. I was just like, if I'm a celebrity and I'm a famous boxer and I'm making millions on top of millions, I'm just not getting caught up with some stranger at a carnival. I'm not making anywhere near the amount of money that Devin Haney is making, and I'm not nearly as famous. But even I am not engaging with some random at a carnival unless I'm protecting myself. I'm definitely not going to be the one to throw the first punch. Just stupid, Triple D is not great at moving his head. Mooch, I agree with you. I think Triple D do have a good jab though. Triple G has a good jab, and he has a good right hand. He's powerful, and I think he's still improving. So even though I don't think he's gonna win, I think he has somewhat of a chance. I think Triple D has a better shot at winning than his AJ's last two opponents. I thought that and this is on record, but I thought what's this? The Swedish guy he fought. Otto Wallin was. I didn't think he had that much of a chance of winning, but a lot of people did because AJ's couple of performances before that weren't that great. You know, people weren't they weren't impressed with the Hellenius win, and people weren't impressed with the Jermaine Franklin win, and then obviously he lost to Usyk twice. So I understood why at that time a lot of people thought that Otto Wallin had a chance to pull off the upset, but I didn't. I think AJ is better against southpaws, and being that they had plenty of time to spar with each other. I think with Francis Ngannou, I think the only thing that threw me off was the Fury fight, because honestly, I thought Fury was going to beat him the same way AJ did. Maybe not knock him out as quickly, but you know, I thought that it was a mismatch. You know, we were all here. You know, we remember talking about it. I think what AJ did to Ngannou is what every top tier boxer should do to Ngannou. You know what I mean? Marmo says, Mooch says, I think Joshua stops him. I agree. Marmo says, I like the way Joshua been looking the last two fights. I think Joshua knocks out Dubois. I agree. MAW says he agrees as well. Corral USA says Joshua's going to push for the KO. Mooch says Dubois is too bulky like Joshua was when he was younger. You guys are still having ESPN issues. That's crazy. I hope it doesn't turn off for me because it's still working. Yeah, because Joshua, you know, Wallin gave Fury trouble, but Joshua is so good against southpaws. You know, I think people was like counting him out because of the Usyk losses. But I'm like, Wallin don't move anything like Usyk. Like there's a gap in talent between those two, you know, and overall athleticism. Like Usyk is way better than Otto Wallin as a southpaw. He probably even still hits harder than Otto Wallin. Wallin don't hit hard like that. He's not a puncher, you know. So like, yo, you fight guy for Usyk, right? For 2 fights in a row. You fighting a guy that's a very hard target, but you had a lot of success in those in certain portions of those fights. You're gonna fight a guy like Wallin after that. It's gonna be like it's gonna be fighting. It's gonna be like fighting a non-moving target. You know what I mean? And that's the part that I was trying to explain. Like, yo, go back to watching the Charles Morton fight. You know what I mean? Like, Joshua is good against southpaws. But Triple D is not a southpaw. And Triple D does have a good jab. You know, Triple D has also been a little bit lighter on his feet. He has a good one too. All right. So here we go. Sergey Derevyanchenko is actually doing his ring walk now. All right, so the main event is about to begin. I got Mbilli winning this. I don't know how, but I have him winning. I think he's going to get the job done. Like I said earlier, you guys, if you weren't here, I just feel like Derevyanchenko would have to fight a nearly perfect fight to win. And what I mean by that is not trading. Boxing, you know, moving, landing counters, but you're going to have to do it for 12 rounds straight, you know? All right, so look. John, he just brought up something. He says needing a TV subscription to watch quick YT TV feature out the trick. When I first was trying to turn on ESPN Plus, it was telling me that I needed to have a subscription to watch, but I was actually literally signed in. So what I did was, like, I reloaded the app, and it worked the second time. So maybe you guys need to just close out the app and try to sign re-sign back in. I don't know, refresh it. All right, Christian Mbilli is doing his ring walk. All right, so the main event is about to begin right now. Probably you guys got Derevyanchenko pulling off the upset. It's possible. Derevyanchenko by stoppage would be crazy. But you know what? To be honest, Derevyanchenko needs like a big moment. You know what I mean? Derevyanchenko is definitely better technically. We know that. We all know that. Now, Mbilli, I think, Mbilli, to get him out of here by stoppage is the way to go. If you want to win big, if you want to pick the favorite, that's the way to go. That's the moneymaker right there. Lomachenko winning by decision is the other option. I think that's the other option. Jamin got Mbilli under 8. It's possible. Very possible. I think Derevyanchenko gets dropped at some point in this fight. I think that's a guarantee. That's definitely a guarantee. He's going to get dropped. Whether he wins or not, he's getting dropped at some point in this fight. Historically, it's just going to happen. Is there a fight prop for that? Is there an option for a knockdown? This is boxing. This is top rank. I think Sergey win or lose. I think he should retire, win or lose. That would be a great way to go out if he is to pull off the win. It'll probably be his biggest, moment. Mbilli is plus 120 if he wins by knockout. Yeah, he's a plus 120. Introducing on the red court, with a trainer, no, I'm sorry. Mbilli is plus 135 by KO. I threw something in for Mbilli just now. I couldn't help it, man. I was gonna sit this one out, y'all. I'm gonna put a little bit in on Mbilli straight KO. No round, just straight up 135. I jumped on it. I couldn't help it. So I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I couldn't help it, man. I've been talking about it all night. I'm in, so jump in, man. Oh, J-Man, you already in. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm in. I can't help it. You know what it is? I'm mad that I didn't jump on the Vianello. I'm mad because I just told her I'm mad I didn't jump on that. And that would have been good. That would have been good money. I think Vianello was like a plus 350 or something. All right, round one's about to begin. Let's go. Damn, man. Derevyanchenko's 38. All right, round one. Here we go. All right. Derevyanchenko using the ring so far. Oh, and Mbilli caught him with a right hand over the top. Overhand right to start off this fight. Derevyanchenko, nice little flurry, steps in, lands a 1-2, using the ring so far. Good. Another right hand lands for Mbilli. Mbilli's not playing. Mbilli lands a jab to the body. You can tell Mbilli's trying to remember to keep them hands up. His hands has been low in previous fights. Derevyanchenko steps in, throws a flurry to the body real quick. So far, Mbilli's in control a little bit here. So far, still early, almost halfway through the first. Yeah, I can't see Dev moving this much for 12 rounds. It's too old. Good combinations from Mbilli so far. Oh, good shot to the good right hand to the body from Mbilli, but he got caught with an overhand right as well, right before he landed that. A minute left in the first round. Dev is fighting though. Dev has stepped in a few times so far and landed some good flurries here. Mbilli threw a nasty combination to the body just now. Derevyanchenko. Oh, Mbilli caught him with a big overhand. Buckles Dev. Dev in the first round already caught him with a big right hand. That's the best punch in the fight landed so far. Damn, and Mbilli is throwing some bombs. First round closing out. Definitely an Mbilli round. And I already feel like Derevyanchenko is already, he's getting drawn into the war, you know, and this is why I couldn't pick him to win. He's gonna get drawn into it. He's moving now a lot, but for 12 rounds, how long can you maintain that? You know what I mean? You're an older guy and you're fighting a pressure fighter. You're gonna get caught into the war. You know what I mean? You've done it with so many other fights. We've seen so many other fights. especially the Munguia fight. You know what I mean? And that fight was almost 2 years ago, but he's only had one fight since. Taking this kind of fight like this might be a little too much at this point. Mr. Grandi says Derevyanchenko looks noticeably slower than his previous fights. Thank you. Yeah, man, a lot of your ESPNs is really down. Sorry to hear that, y'all. First round I gave to Mbilli. All right, so we're in the second round. Again, Dev is still using his legs, moving them, using the ring, moving around a lot. He landed some good shots in the first round, but not much with an effect. I thought Mbilli was just better all the way around the first round. They both trading jabs now. And Mbilli caught him with a right. Again, Dev have these moments where he's looking to trade here a little bit, and he gets caught with the bigger shot. Overhand right from Mbilli, and Dev is back on a move. He's not going to be able to commit to it. Billy lands it, just barely grazes Derevyanchenko with another sweeping right hand. Nice right hand to the body for Dev. Another right hand, another short right hand lands for Dev. Halfway through the second round. Still anybody's round. Dev is landing some good shots here. Landed a nice left hook. Dev is starting to open up a little bit more. I don't know if it's good or bad, but he's having some moments here in this past minute. Definitely Dev is having some success here this round with his movement here. Oh, he caught with a big. He's hurt. He's hurt, y'all. He caught out. Dev is hurt. Dev is hurt. And Billy's trying to put him away. He's hurt. He's on the ropes. He's fighting back though. I think he's recovered. All right. He's back in the fight, y'all. He got caught with an overhand right. Oh, Billy's throwing some violent punches right now. He's recovered though. He's one thing about him. He gets hurt. He recovers quickly. Even when he gets knocked out, another overhand right lands. Billy's trying to put him away. Dev got to get out of the corner. Dev got to get out of the corner. He has to get out of the corner. All right, he got out. He was able to spin Mbilli and get out of that corner. Almost got stopped there, y'all. Oh, another right hand. Dev is just getting trapped in the wars. He always does. And he was having a decent round. He actually was. He was having, it was a moment halfway through that round where I felt like he was, having, a little bit of most of the success in the round. But that second half, that last minute and a half or so, that round was Scott. He's 38, y'all. He's 38 years old. He's trying to fight smart. He's trying to be the intelligent guy. I mean, he's the more skillful fighter, clearly. But how long are you gonna go just moving that way? Dev isn't just a mover. He could move, but Dev is in and out. He's always been in and out. He cannot sit here and just move for 12 rounds and just play it safe. He likes to get, he likes to be in a mix. He likes to exchange. He likes to go to war. He's never been that fighter. I don't think he's going to start now, All right, so I have a 2-0 front right now for Christian over Derevyanchenko. Dev had some success there, but he got destroyed that last minute. And you know what I like about Mbilli? He's actually switching it up. He's landing some big right hands up top, but he's been going to the body just as much, Again, I just, like I said in the breakdown, where's the jab? He's not even like right now. Where's the jab? Set it up. You know, he doesn't faint. So he's already, you know, a little predictable. Dev, you can see, you know, some of the you already see some of the swelling underneath his eyes starting to grow. But third round and Mbilli is still in control of this fight. 3 rounds in. Dev is good jabs from Dev. He don't have the power to get this guy off him. Ooh, another short right hand that gets through. Nice right cross for Mbilli there. Derevyanchenko ate it though. Good flurry from Mbilli. Once Dev gets on the ropes, it's over. Another body shot from Mbilli lands. Mbilli's just down. Now Dev is in the mix. He's trading. He's in the mix with him. He's in the pocket with him. I don't think that's where he wants to be. Good uppercut from Dev. 2 landed for Derevyanchenko. Good jabs to the body from Dev. If you could find a way to slow this kid down. I noticed Dev has been Derevyanchenko has been investing to the body a lot more in this round. Ooh, good shot from Derevyanchenko. Whoa. And Billy called him back with a bigger shot. And now he's forced to tie up. Good left hook. Good left hook from Mbilli. Oh, good right hand from Mbilli. Damn. Good round. Actually better. That's actually Derevyanchenko's best round. Close round. It's a very close round. Mbilli definitely landed the more effective shots in the round, but Derevyanchenko probably landed more, or at least equal to shot to Mbilli. Yeah, Mbilli looks like he's. I want to say he's gassing a little bit, but there were certain points in that round where I felt like he was slowing down a little bit. You know, I wouldn't call him tired, but he probably still did enough to win the round. But that was definitely Derevyanchenko's best round. That was the first really close round in my opinion. Like I said, it's about timing, and I think that Derevyanchenko in his prime, Triple G, Danny Jacobs probably would have won this fight without too much of a problem. But tonight, I don't know. They said punches landed on the stats 15-14 last round. Again, I said to you guys, I think they landed probably even the amount of punches. Mbilli still more effective punches, though. He's a bigger puncher, you know what I mean? But Dev is doing a good job moving. And Mbilli is not that good at cutting off the ring. It seems like he can. Oh, he caught him with a good right hand. Good over the top right hand from Mbilli. Mbilli's done his best work when Dev was probably like near the ropes. Dev is fighting. He landed 2 short right hands, backed up Mbilli a little bit here in the 4th. Dev is going to the body a little bit too. Again, another right hand to the body. Derevyanchenko's getting a little rhythm. Oh, he got caught. He got caught again with another right hand. Every time it looks like he got a nice little rhythm going, Dev is okay. He gets caught with a big shot. Good body shot from Derevyanchenko. I like him this round, halfway through so far. Dev is just landing right hands at will this fourth round. He's winning this round, y'all. Another right hand to the body. Big right hand from Mbilli. Who's torn their bicep? Tim Bradley saying his bicep is torn. I'm trying to hear. I don't know who he's talking about. Who is he talking about? Whose left hand is hurt? Derevyanchenko, okay. He's talking about Derevyanchenko. I don't know. With all the jabs he landed early in this round. Yeah, it's definitely a sub fan. All right, it is. Yeah. All right. Fourth round in bag. I like Derevyanchenko that round. Wait. That ice in the arm. Yeah, so there's definitely an injury there. That's not good for Derevyanchenko. That's not good. I like Dev in that round, though. I have a 3-1. What do you guys got to score? I have a 3-1. Edge just did third round to Mbilli. I think that was a close round. But the fourth round, definitely a Derevyanchenko round for me. All right, let's see how this goes now. I wonder if the corner of Mbilli had said anything to him about Derevyanchenko's injury. So is Derevyanchenko really going to just fight with one hand? Now he's using his lead hand as a range fighter here, but he's probing it, but he's not really throwing jabs. Good right hand in the mix here. So Dev is going back. He's probing that jab, but he's not shooting jabs. Derevyanchenko is fighting out of desperation, and he's being the aggressor here now. This is getting good, y'all. This is getting good. Derevyanchenko's taking a different approach here, and he is coming forward, and he's the one that's using that lead hand, getting away of the vision of Mbilli, and he's throwing right hands behind it. See, this is what I mean, and this is what Arslanbek was not doing, because you're losing, but you're trying to win still. And Dev just landed another clean right hand on Mbilli, and Derevyanchenko's. I feel like he's in control. And one punch can change his fight, but I feel like he's in control right now. And Mbilli is actually a little tired because Dev is moving so much. Good combination. Good shot from Mbilli lands. But Dev is shaking it off. He's shaking his head saying that's nothing. Oh, uppercut from Mbilli. Dev is getting caught now. He's starting to get caught too much. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah. Dev's getting caught too much now. He's in the pocket a little too long. This is not where he wants to stay. He was better in and out before. He was better in and out. Now it's starting to look like he's in trouble now. Oh, he's not in control anymore. 45 seconds to go in the fifth. And Mbilli's rallying at this moment. Dev's trying to push him back, but Dev's trying to smother him. Nice short right hand lands for Derevyanchenko. And Mbilli, use your jab. Where's your jab? Where's the jab? No jab. Nothing. Oh, big body shot from Mbilli to close out this round. Oh, Dev gave it up, man. I think Mbilli stole that round. Dev was winning the first minute or so, but Mbilli finished stronger. I have it 4-1. 4-1. Yeah, a lot of you guys are complaining about this app. Yeah, I've had issues with the app in the past. Luckily not tonight. It's been all good for me tonight. These right hands from Mbilli are deadly. They coming from everywhere. Straight right hands. Right hands under the chin. Dev has been taking some punishment. Let me tell you something, man. He's 38, and he's been in a lot of wars, but he's been taking some big shots from Mbilli in this fight, and he's all right. He doesn't look visually. He doesn't look that bad. He doesn't look like he's taken a lot of damage so far because we know his eyes swell up usually quickly. And Billy's in control, but it's still anybody's fight. And Mbilli is winning, but he's not having an easy night, especially with the movement of Derevyanchenko. Dev is trying to just outbox him and stuff, and you can tell like his lead hand, he's fighting with one hand right now, which is crazy because the last two rounds has been without the other hand, and he did good. Mbilli just has no jab, and that's bothering me. And I was talking about him and possibly facing Canelo, and Canelo's going to destroy him. Because you're a big hooker, but Canelo's a better hooker. He's a precise puncher. This might be like a James Kirkland situation if they were to fight. Oh, good shot. Good exchanges from both here. The sixth round is really good. Just over a minute left. Dev, short right hand to the body. Like it. Oh, Dev is catching him. Dev caught him in some of these exchanges. He's landing a better shot. Oh, Billy caught him with another. See, this is what happens. Dev be winning the round, but then Mbilli just catching him with a big right hand. Didn't go down though. Didn't go down. He's recovering well from his shot. The thing is too, it's like Mbilli. Oh, Mbilli calling with another one. Mbilli will catch him with a good right hand, but then he don't follow it up with nothing. Dev lands overhand right. Watch ref. Yeah, ref. Watch the rabbit punching. I think Dev wins the round. I think Mbilli won the last 30 seconds of the round. I can't give him a round just for winning the last 30 seconds of the round. So I have it 2-4 Mbilli. He won that last 30 seconds, but Derevyanchenko was winning the round. But they're showing a bicep.
You actually saw the bicep curl up into his arm at that point. That's amazing.
So did the referee cause the injury? So they were showing an overhead cam where they were showing the injury and how it happened, where it looked like, Derevyanchenko threw. I gotta watch it. I can't rewind. I don't want to rewind it because I don't want to mess up my espn live feed, but my stream. But I have to watch that again because I wasn't exactly sure. I didn't see the injury. I have to watch it again. I think I was looking at the wrong hand or the wrong arm when they showed that replay. Oh, Derevyanchenko caught him with a good shot and stepped around him. And Derevyanchenko is going off this round. Nothing but right hands. I don't know if Mbilli is hurt or not. He was definitely off balance. Oh, Derevyanchenko is on him. Uh-oh. Derevyanchenko is destroying him this round. He landed a bunch of clubbing right hands. This 7th round is all Derevyanchenko halfway through. It's crazy how Derevyanchenko is fighting with one hand right now. And this is a competitive fight. Billy's starting to get the rhythm going again. Halfway through the 7th round. So Mbilli's back in control, landing club and right hands. But you got to watch out for the rabbit punches. Good short right hand from Mbilli. Derevyanchenko lands a right hand. They are going to war. What's going on? The referee broke him up. Good overhand right from Mbilli. He took the fight back. Dev is on a move. Yeah, Dev is taking visibly, he's starting to look busted up. Dev won the first half of the round, but Mbilli won the second half of the round. And again, much more effective shots here, especially with these. Oh, Dev is hurt on the corner. Oh, Dev is hurt bad, y'all. He was in trouble. Yep, he was in trouble before the rounds ended. This is a good fight, y'all. This is a good fight. This is a good fight. A one-handed 38 years old Derevyanchenko is barely losing the fight. He lost that round though. I have it where are we at now? I think we're 5-2. 5-2. 5-2. How do you guys got this fight score so far? Hit the thumbs up, man. Everybody, please smash the like button. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Especially if you can't watch the fight and you're just checking out the the live just because you know you can't watch the fight. Let's get to 100 likes real quick, please. All right, we have a light crowd tonight. Let's get to 100 likes. Derevyanchenko at 38 years old. This is what I said. Like, if this was a battle with a pro, I mean, a prime Derevyanchenko, this would be a different fight. It'll be a different fight. Oh man! All right, we're in the 8th round. I have it 5-2 for Denver for Mbilli. Oh, whoa! What happened there? So there was an exchange. I think Mbilli caught him with a right hand, but it was like a delayed trip. Like I think Derevyanchenko tripped on a move because he wasn't even close to Mbilli. So no knockdown. Right hand, nice right hand for Mbilli. Another right hand for Mbilli. But Dev is fighting back. But he don't have no jab. He got no left hand. He can't hook with the left hand. All you can do is probe with that left hand. He can't even throw a strong jab. That's sad. No knockdowns so far. If you're just joining us, no knockdowns in this fight. Ooh, good hook from Dev. Yeah. Dev got caught. He was in the corner. See, Dev looked like he's 38. Because he keeps losing balance. His legs look old. And all this movement is and taking punishment is having an effect on him. He's doing great. Listen, he's doing good. But this fight is being won for a reason. And a lot of it has to do with this guy not only fighting with one arm, but just being too old, man. I'll tell you one thing though, Mbilli cardio is not as good as I thought it would. Because he's looked tired in a lot of different parts of this fight. Even like right now. Good body shots from Mbilli. Good shots. He's just winning. Oh, another hook. He's going for it. He's going for it, man. He's putting a lot of punishment on Derevyanchenko. But Dev is not going down, man. And Dev is fighting back and landing good shots here. He's not winning, but he's in a fight. Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Z the Ripper. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Tank did fight Pitbull with one hand and got clowned by a lot of people. But guess what? He didn't get clowned by me. So I don't care what other people said. I don't think he got clowned. I mean, I didn't clown him. So I hear what you're saying. I'm doing commentary. I'm not talking about what other people felt. You know what I mean? I keep it fair with everybody. But I feel where you're coming from because that is a fact. Gary Russell did get clowned, and so did Tank. You are absolutely right. 9th round. I've only given Dev 2 rounds. All right. I mean, at this point, it's all about whether or not Mbilli is going to get the knockout. And you know, it's the longer we go, I'm starting to feel like Mbilli may not be able to stop him because he's definitely buzzed Derevyanchenko, but he hasn't hurt him that bad. You know what I mean? He hasn't hurt him that bad. Like he's landed the power shots, but you know, it's nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Like we've seen Dev get dropped, not really seeing it here. You know? Oh, so Mbilli's in control of the fight for sure, but finding a guy with one arm and landing the amount of punches that Mbilli's landed, and I haven't been able to drop him or like hurt him really bad yet. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think Mbilli right now should be in full control. But the problem is Derevyanchenko and his movement has been an issue. Mbilli has him in the ropes. You should be getting him out of here. But Derevyanchenko's still doing things like stepping around him and then using some of those angles. You know what it is too? Mbilli puts too much power. He sit down on everything. You know? Like switch the punches up a little bit. Switch the punches up a little bit. You know what I mean? Start putting power in everything.
Able to stop the constant onslaught and attack of the undefeated Canadian Christian.
30 seconds to go. Dev is doing the survival tactics here. Veteran survival tactics. Yeah, a lot of chopping shots from Mbilli. Ref's trying to warn him, make sure, like, yo, watch the rabbit punching. But Dev is just surviving with his movement here. Oh man, I'm tired. No more rounds for Dev, man. No more rounds. No more rounds. All survival here. He may survive to the 12th. Is this a 12 rounder? I believe it's a 12 rounder. Oh no, this is a 10 rounder. Oh, I thought this was a 12 rounder, y'all. Oh man. That's my fault, man. I'm supposed to know that. Oh man, I messed up. I should have left this fight alone, like I said I was going to. Like, I don't think we're getting a stoppage. I didn't know that. I thought this was a 12-round fight. Well, I told you guys on video early, you know, Canelo's gonna fight Mbilli next. You know, he's gonna fight him next. And the way I look at the fight is like, even before this fight is, you know, like a James Kirkland situation. You know, Billy's gonna try to come in and be aggressive, but he's gonna get clipped in between the punches. Billy's coming out hard, heavy, look like he wants a stoppage. It's gonna be hard to get it done, man. Yo, Jack, thank you, man. Thank you. I don't think it's I mean, I do think that Mbilli is the top 168 guy, but there's really nobody else there. He's already fought Caleb Plant, and Benavidez and Morrell moved up. So you're not going to get much better than Mbilli at this point. Mbilli got him hurt. Mbilli got him hurt. He has him hurt. Dev is trying to hold. Billy's trying to get the stoppage. He's trying to get it done. He had him hurt to the body, though. Oh, good combination from Mbilli. He's trying to get it done. I don't know if he's going to get it done in this last round. Even Devery goes down, he's not going to stay knocked out. Dev is using that lead hand. Yeah. Nah, he's not getting knocked out. Even if he goes down and take a knee, he's gonna get up. Tim, he's not trying to get a knockout. He's trying to survive. He's been surviving for about 3-4 rounds. Oh, big uppercut from Mbilli, and Derevyanchenko's forced to tie up again. 50 seconds to go in the final round, 10th round. Chopping hands from Mbilli. I mean, this is what Mbilli should have been doing the moment he found out this guy arm was gone. Because then at this point it would have been too much. But Derevyanchenko is taking the most punishment finally here. Ooh. Mbilli is just destroying him this 10th round. And this guy just doesn't go down. Yes, it's going to the decision, y'all. Wow. And that was my breakdown prediction. Mbilli by decision. And I put money on a knockout last minute. Damn. All right. Well, we know this is a clear win for Mbilli. We wait for the scorecards. Derevyanchenko's a tough dude, but I think he should let it go, especially with the injury. I think he should let it go. It's time to hang it up, man. Hit the thumbs up, man. Hit the thumbs up. Smash that like button, man, if you haven't already. It's time, man. It's time for Derevyanchenko to let it go, man. Hang it up, man. Good fight. That was the best fight. All the other fights were quick. At least out of the ones I've seen. That was the best fight today. It wasn't no great fights like that, to be honest. Not even on the undercard. So we'll wait to these scorecards, and I'm gonna catch some Z's. Just make sure we don't get no more robberies. Just making sure. I'm pretty sure Christian won, but I think Skull is all right. I'm glad Canelo's not fighting him, though. I know he was a man, though, but I mean, I'm not happy with the Belenga fight, but you know, I don't think Skull had anything. I think the division has gone weak, y'all. I really have. I think the division 168 is pretty weak. You know, outside Canelo, we got Munguia, Mbilli, Iglesias, Berlanga, Andre, and Diego Pacheco. Pacheco is not seasoned. Nah, I didn't watch the Izzy fight. Yo, don't tell me who won. Please, don't tell me who won. Don't tell me who won yet. I didn't watch the Izzy fight. Don't tell me who won. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it probably in the morning. Yeah, I'm putting money on Canelo for a by KO. Yeah, don't tell me nothing about Izzy. I want to wake. I want to watch it in the morning. I saw the press conference in the weigh-in though. Yeah, I saw it. I saw Izzy. I don't know Izzy. I like Izzy a lot. I'm a big fan of him, but I don't know why he was crying. He got all emotional at the presser. I'm like, man, like, trash talk is a part of the game, man. You know, eh, I don't know. He gotta just chill out. Yeah, Mbilli didn't look impressive to me tonight. I think again, we don't have to talk about what Derevyanchenko was because we know what he was. He's clearly not that anymore. He's 38 years old and he had an arm injury early in the fight. Like, Mbilli said, I got to stop it. I think everything was set, even though it was tough rounds. I know I was complaining about that, but this was set to be a stoppage and everything worked out for you. And Billy has a ice pack on his left shoulder, by the way.
Thank you very much. Look forward to.
I actually think Mbilli does have a chance against the elite. I don't think he beats Jaime Munguia, but he could because Munguia. You know what? Derevyanchenko was able to hurt Munguia throughout the fight. Derevyanchenko didn't really hurt Mbilli in this fight. I just don't think 168 is that good. Because look, you had Saunders, you had Callum Smith, you had Benavidez, and you had Morrell. None of those four fighters is in a division anymore. So who do you have in place of them? You have Mbilli, you have Pacheco, you have Belanga. There's not much there. I don't know. All I know is that Canelo destroys all these dudes at 68. Oh, man. I'm tired. Mark Kriegel's unofficial scorecard, he gave Mbilli every round except the fourth round. I think I gave Chenko, I gave Dev, I think the fourth and the sixth, maybe. I think it was the fourth and the sixth. I think Iglesias is cool. We saw him tonight. That's the first live fight I seen him. I wasn't really that impressed with him, even though he got a quick stoppage. I think he's okay.
Efren LeBron scores at 100 to 90.
190. 99, 91. 98, 92, which is what I had. All right. We already knew that was the scorecard.
He's 28 now. We're going to hear from him on the state of boxing on the ESPN in just moments. State of boxing on the
He said Caleb Plant has been adopted by the Black community. He's officially one of the brothers now. I think what it is that I think Caleb Plant is just, I honestly think everybody likes him. I think the people that like Canelo like him. I think the Black community like him because I don't even think it's now. I think it's because not only is he married to a black woman, but you know, just being in that kind of environment growing up. And I don't know. I think people like respect the fact that he slapped Jamal Charlo. I don't know. People just feel like he's a hood dude. I don't care about none of that though. I like what he does in the ring. And I like his interviews. Like he has a way about him. I don't care about all that other shit though. Like I think this next opponent and put him in the ring with a guy that don't fight like that and that's walking around with a manga hat is them trying to please, like they're trying to target a group. You know what I mean? Like who's that guy he facing? He's trash. Like, he ain't fight nobody. He's just walking around with a stupid looking mustache and a manga hat. You know what I mean? Like what type of audiences are they targeting with that matchup? You know what I mean? Like I don't respect, like I like Plant, but I don't care for the pander and shit. Like that stuff I'm not into. You know, but I like Caleb Plant because of what he does in the ring though. I don't care about who he's married to. I don't care about all that other stuff.
I know why you fight. You saw your family here, the Ukrainian fans. Your message to them.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The best fight was Abdullah Mason. It was no fight. He just beat him up real quick. Yeah, I like Caleb Plant because he just seems like a real dude.
Was it the right decision to let him go to the end and let him?
He gets good. Like everyone in his interviews be legit. You know what I mean?
He had the heart of a warrior. He had a torn bicep, and we all know how painful that could be. If you ever had one, forget about it. And I asked him, I said, technician, do you want me to stop this fight? And he said, no. That is sign of a warrior. And he comes to fight. He fought one of the best 168 pounders with one hand.
And that's respectful and commendable, and he is a warrior. But I think he should retire. You know, he looked old.
See that you have an ice pack under your shoulder. When did that injury happen, Chris?
First of all, je dois commencer en français. On est au Québec ici.
So Christian Mbilli has ice pack wrapped around his shoulder. So he got some kind of injury as well.
The fight, I think, was for 3 hours. I don't remember. Some problem with my left hand. I don't know why.
He said in the fourth or third round, I think he said the fourth or third round, he had an injury as well.
You hit it very well because we knew about his injury, but you kept throwing your hand. How were we able to do that?
I was not know what it was psychological, you know, like in my head I was like I have to throw crunch, but it was difficult, but I have to do my best.
At what point were you aware that he had an injury? Because your corner at some point told you, hit him in the arm.
Yeah, man, W agreed. The WBA got wiped off. Does anybody know why they just completely removed the WBA off of BoxRec? For those that don't know,
what did you learn about yourself taking on a
the WBA has been completely wiped off BoxRec. So anyone that's a current champion in the WBA, you can't see it. You can't even see. They don't acknowledge the title. It's just not there. Just like they never acknowledged the Bridgerweight division, the WBA is not even on BoxRec anymore.
You are number one in the world by WBC, number 3 in 2 or 3 in every one of the.
You think Canelo's going to go up the fight? Jack? No, it's not going to happen. Canelo already tried to make that fight, and Battle Jack turned it down because they try to bring him down to 188. So Mbilli said he wants a big fight, but he doesn't want to say any names. Well, Canelo. Just say Canelo, bro. Just say you want a Canelo fight. Canelo's gonna fight you, bro.
You're gonna be going to the Canelo Berlanga fight. What does that mean for you?
I think Canelo.
She's gonna fight you. Canelo's definitely taking this fight.
All right, thank you very much. We already thanked the fans here in Quebec, a future star, Christian Mbilli.
Kato says supposedly this new competitive boxer fight facts is stealing data from BoxRec. Really? Never heard of it. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm tired, man. Listen, I appreciate what the support you guys came through tonight. I know it's not big names, but shout out to all the people that still came through and stayed throughout the night. All right, I really appreciate you guys for supporting. All right, I mean, those said WBA merged with Turkey's website Fight Facts. Oh, this is Turkey's web. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look into that. All right, I'm gonna look into that. But again, thank you guys for checking in. Again, not a large crowd, but we still have fun and talk boxing. All right, I'll see you guys this week. Have a good remaining of your weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.